That's crazy. Was it peeing?
Yeah.
That happens too. And get in there. Both of these are side-neck turtles, but the snake-neck turtles live up to that name from having this extremely long snake-like neck. So they've developed this really pronounced, well-developed shell. And very, very cool. Oh, he also got me wet with some pee. Oh, gosh. They also possess something called an intragular scoot. We're nerding out. I told you, it was a turtle nerd extravaganza. Deep cuts today, kids. Deep cuts on this here. What's going on, everybody? Today we're gonna have a turtle nerd extravaganza. I love turtles ever since my dad got me my first turtle when I was 6 years old. So today we're gonna walk around the pond. We're gonna meet all the turtles in it. We're gonna talk about them. We're just gonna geek out, and you're gonna learn a lot about the turtles I keep here at camp. So the first turtle that we are looking at here is the Indian spotted turtle, Geoclemys hamiltoni. These guys are from Pakistan and India. You've heard me talk all about them before. I've always wanted this species. They're an endangered species. They're actually labeled ESA 1, which is a, for CITES, they're CITES 1 is what I'm trying to say, which means that you really can't cross state lines with these animals or sell them over state lines. All the ones that we've gotten here are animals that were donated here because I am a sanctuary for turtles and other reptiles. And so the group that we got were sent to me by the Turtle Conservancy up there in New Jersey, and they're basically living out their lives here at the camp. So this is the first species we have, and there are two others. There's a juvenile female and another adult female. And so basically I'm just gonna place this gal right over here, and we're just gonna flow into the next turtle. I don't even know what turtle I'm gonna grab, but we're going turtling. Let's see what we got down here. I see something interesting. There's always something interesting in here.
Oh, big guy.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, Matt. And up. Come out the other end. Come out the other end. Of course, it's our buddy, the fly river turtle. You guys have seen this turtle many times before, but if you're just joining us on the channel, welcome. Because the fly river turtle is one of the most unique turtles on Earth. It's also called a pig-nosed turtle, as you can see. But why this thing is unique is because, let me cough here. Sometimes you gotta clear your throat. But anyway, why it's unique is, of course, it's a freshwater turtle, but it's got paddles instead of actual webbed feet. So this guy swims differently. He swims just like a sea turtle, and most of the time they stay in the water and never come out on land. The females lay their eggs right at the shoreline like a sea turtle, and then the babies hatch underwater during the wet season. When the water rises, it inundates the nest, and then the animals hatch right out. So pretty cool stuff. All right, we're gonna move along. There you go, little buddy. What other turtles are in this pond? It's so much fun, guys. And the other cool thing about doing this type of video for me is I get to see all my animals and make sure they're doing well. All right? It's a good way to do a little health check on your critters. Here's a cool species that I actually love, and it's another one of those species that I'm helping out. And we'll be doing a video where we're gonna go to Zoo Miami, and we're gonna pick up more of the giant, or the Malaysian giant river turtle, or Orlidia borneensis. Really, really cool. Look at that plastron here. Really well-developed plastron on this turtle. Very, very hard shell turtle. Likes to live at the bottom of the ponds. This turtle can get close to 100 pounds. We've got some monsters in the big pond. These are all juveniles, and they came here a few years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, because here's what happened. Long time ago, in 2001, there was a big confiscation of Asian turtles. It was a massive confiscation in Miami. Many different private keepers, zoo professionals, and conservation biologists banded together, and they took these animals that were in very bad shape, saved a lot of them, and then started to place them in different institutions. Well, Zoo Miami got some adults of these, and they're big. They put them in their chimpanzee moats, some of their moats around their primates setups, and after 20-something years, these animals reproduced, and there are different generations that they needed to find homes for. So we got some, and I'm going to get 16 more in just a few days. So I'm excited. We're gonna have more of these awesome little dudes living in the pond. So cool. All right, you go back there. I love to put turtles back on something so they can take their own breath and then go in the water, because turtles breathe air and they can drown if they don't get a good breath of air. All right, let's see. We're gonna keep moving, and I want to find someone else very cool that's down here. Probably in here again. I think I see. Yeah, there's another Orlidia. There's the other Hamiltoni. You can see the pretty head. Check this out. I'm gonna grab the camera, and you guys can see right down in there that spotted head. those spots are actually really cool camouflage, because when you're looking down, from the top down, if it is on a soft bottom, it'll look like decaying vegetation or dabs of light. So that's how those animals stay hidden from predators.
We couldn't even find the one in here last week.
That's right. We couldn't find fly river turtle. That's my fly river. This is the international sign of fly river turtle. But we found him today pretty easy. Let me see who's over here. Oh, I got a cool turtle. This is another one of those turtles that's a second generation, or actually nowadays a few generations. Hold on, I gotta grab it. Oh, Badager borneensis. This is a cool turtle, man. These guys get huge, massive. We've got a larger Badager in the back of the ponds here, in the back recreation pond. That's the Royal River terrapin. This is Badager borneensis. This is the painted river terrapin. Males of this species get a pink head and a red stripe right on their nose. So awesome, man. These are a large riverine species. They live in large rivers and they can grow in excess, if it's a female, of 100 pounds. That's crazy. Was it peeing?
Yeah.
That happens too. I'm scaring her a little bit, but don't worry, she's gonna be all right. Basically, over 100 pounds if it's a female, and they lay their eggs in the same places that sea turtles do. They'll swim downstream out the mouth of the river and then lay their eggs on the same beaches that sea turtles lay their eggs. The babies hatch, make their way back upstream, and then finish their life cycle by living upstream until they come back down as adults to go ahead and lay their eggs. They're a terrapin, which means they can live in brackish water, which is exactly what I've described, right? They can swim out into salt, lay their eggs, then swim back up through the estuaries and back in through the delta, and they'll wind up back in fresh water. So these guys are really cool. They're also being hunted into extinction in their native habitat because when they get big, there's a lot of meat on them. Look at these, look at this. These kids are definitely eating well in here. And again, another really well-designed plastron, developed plastron. This is called the bridge of the shell. That's also quite large. And then, of course, the top is called the carapace. So a very, very cool turtle, very large turtle. So if you're looking to get a pet turtle, this may not be the one for you because they just get too big for most aquariums. So luckily for me, we got a big aquascape pond in the back that's going to handle these. Well, I've got two of these. They're going to be living in the back soon. So good stuff. Put it right back here. Watch how fast she goes. And get in there. Very powerful swimmer. Hey, what do you guys say we go over and take a look at the other pond? Because these turtles can get up and walk around. And that's something interesting about these semi-aquatic turtles. They've got feet. If they need to, they can travel across land. And here at the camp, I set them up in the way that it looks like it's one water system, but it's in fact two separate ponds. But the turtles are able to kind of go wherever they want because they're fenced in here. Now, here's something really cool. These are what I consider the three lunatic. These are my Central American sliders. Now, there's a little tiny injury here. You see this? On its neck, there's a little bit of an injury and a little bit of discoloration on the shell. That's all normal stuff. I don't worry too much about that. What happens is these guys can sometimes be aggressive, and they'll sometimes, when trying to breed or get to food, they'll bite each other's necks. So as long as they're healing, we're okay. But these, believe it or not, sliders are some of the more aggressive turtles, which is why, fellas, boys and girls out there, anyone who's listening, red-eared sliders are such a problem because not that these are red-eared sliders, but red-eared sliders are originally found in just a few rivers that go into the Ohio River. But now they're the most widespread turtle on Earth, on all continents except Antarctica because of the pet trade, and they outcompete native turtles for the same food source. They reproduce quicker and they're just tougher, and they will nibble and mess with you. Again, what are we learning today? These pond turtles all have very well-developed plastrons, and that protects them from being attacked from below and being attacked on top with their carapace. Why is that? Well, I mentioned something. These guys will traverse land from time to time. So if you're going to traverse land, you know you have more of an opportunity to become food for a raccoon or some of these other land-based predators. So nature really made these animals have a well-developed shell. The other reason is they swim amazingly. So they're kind of swimming at the top a lot of the time. So they're also protected from any fish from below with this big shell. And of course on top when they're basking. They are basking turtles. They love to climb out on the logs and rocks. You'll see them all over the place, slider turtles, throughout their range. And you're gonna see these guys in giant congregations just all basking, getting up that sunlight. I have 4 of them here. Of course, they were also donated. These were animals that needed a home, and they do very well here in Florida. And so they wound up here at the camp. Now, the other thing about sliders,
their necks are super long.
Their necks are pretty long. Most turtles do have long necks, but we're gonna see a turtle shortly that takes the cake as far as long neck. neck. But first, what I want to do is grab a cousin of that turtle. That'll go in there pretty quick. So let's see. In order to do that, I'm going to grab some of my Fluker's Buffet Blend Aquatic Turtle Diet. I'm going to sprinkle it into the water here, and these turtles will be very happy to eat. But I want to pull up a turtle that can originally be found. Hey, what are you doing? You trying to get a little snack? Let me see how brave I am. These guys do pack quite a wallop, but they will eat out of my hands. Come here, little one. There you go. Here's my fingers. You gonna get me? They do tame up nicely, and this is actually, slider turtles are definitely a good turtle if you're looking for a pet, because they don't get so large that they can't be housed indoors in a nice aquarium. But I see the next turtle I really want to grab, and that turtle's over here swimming around. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab it, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna show you some of the other turtles that are in the same family. So the turtles I've been showing you now are called cryptodiers. They pull their heads straight back into their shell. But there's another whole family of turtles called pluriodires. And I'm gonna go grab it right over here. Oh no, I gotta be fast. Oh, I got it. You can't be a turtle when you're catching turtles. You gotta be quick. So let's go over here and we'll talk about this little species. This is actually a common species found here in the pet trade. This is the pink-bellied side-neck turtle, okay? And it's called a side-neck turtle because its neck does not go in straight. It goes into the side. And these turtles are found in Indonesia. They're also found in northern Australia. And Australia has a really diverse group of short neck and long neck side neck turtles. The interesting thing about the side necks, in addition to them only being able to pull their head in sideways, okay, yeah, is they're all found either on the equator or in the southern hemisphere of the globe. There are none found north of the equator, which is pretty remarkable. They also possess something called an intragular scoot. We're nerding out. I told you, it was a turtle nerd extravaganza. Deep cuts today, kids. Deep cuts on this here video. So this is the intragular scoot, or actually it's right there, and actually there's a species that I'm going to show you that has another scoot right in here. The one we walk over here, I've got some totes. We're going to show you something really, really cool. I went ahead and prepared, it's a small little guy, well, fast, but small. So this is also a side neck turtle, but it is a long neck variety. Let me see if I can let's kneel down here. And they're putting off a musk. The turtle, yeah, they're putting off a musk. They'll make themselves smell bad in a last ditch effort to try and not be appetizing, because what do we know about turtles and tortoise babies? Everything love to eat them. So check this out. We'll put this one down and see if it will in fact stretch that neck out. Both of these are side neck turtles, but the snake neck turtles live up to that name from having this extremely long snake-like neck that they use to jut out. Look at how big that is. Isn't that crazy?
Wild.
It's wild, right? Have you ever seen anything like that, Matt?
Only this one here.
Yeah, isn't that berserk? So very cool. And remember, I actually made a slight mistake. They don't have the intragular scoot. These guys do. You see that right there? My finger's just on it. That's the intragular scoot that you're gonna find only in snake neck turtles. Very, very interesting and bizarre species or family of turtles, those snake necks. Really, really cool. So these guys here, this is the Rock snake neck turtles. There are so many different kinds of snake neck turtles. They even have them in South America, but they're snake necks, but they belong to a different kind of genus, of course, but they are really interesting. Look at that. Oh, it's berserk, right? So what these guys will do is they'll swim up next to something, and that fish thinks they're safe because, hey, most turtles don't have long necks, and then they jut that neck out and they get whatever prey item they're looking for. These guys are carnivores, and that means they're going to be eating invertebrates, fish, anything they can overpower and eat, and they get pretty big. These guys, when full grown, are going to be living in this pond. I can't wait for the day when we can kind of graduate them out of the tub they live in their nursery into a more naturalistic and suitable enclosure that we can really appreciate them. So you've got short necks and long necks. They can be found in Australia, different snake necks. These here are found in New Guinea, Rock snake neck turtle. So cool, right? But that's not the only side neck turtle I have here at camp. I wanted to show you one more. So we're gonna put this little dude back right in here. And now I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy go, but you can just see him side neck. Whoop, there he goes. We'll just let him go. Isn't that cool, guys? I could just put the turtle down and they go back and forth between the ponds, and he knows what to do. I don't have to worry about anything. He'll find that water, he'll go into whatever pond he's most happy in, and that's it. Actually, that's a female. See ya! I think it was a female. I can't tell, but the way you would tell is long tail, vent near the end. I just didn't look up the skirt. Sorry. What do I got? Here's a turtle. Here's a turtle that came to the camp many years ago as a baby, and I got a bunch of them. And what I wound up doing is I gave them my buddy Fred, and then Fred raised them up, and as you guys know, last year Fred passed away, and he wound up giving these turtles back to me. And this is the yellow spotted Amazon river turtle. The Latin name is Podocnemis unifilis. Now, these used to be a very popular pet turtle all across the globe, actually, and here in the United States. But over the years, they've become more and more rare. So these now are protected in most of the states. You're not allowed, again, to transfer these and sell these over state lines without proper permitting. You can see it is a side neck turtle. It is a river turtle. And what do we know? What have we seen when I say river turtles? Well-developed plastrons, well-developed bridge, and of course that carapace, because these animals live in close proximity to large crocodilians like the Orinoco crocodile, like the black caiman, South American species that will eat turtles. So they've developed this really pronounced, well-developed shell, and very, very cool. Oh, he also got me wet with some pee. Oh gosh. I was just gonna show you that this is a boy, because look at this tail. The vent or cloaca is way towards the tip of the tail, and you can see it's long. So inside is his reproductive organs, his penis, and he's keeping that nice and tucked away at the moment because he's not interested in breeding right now. He's interested in getting put back into Cayman Creek, which is where this species lives most of the time. I brought it out because I wanted to show you guys all the side neck turtles that I actually have here. So a very, very cool species. They're an omnivore, so they're gonna eat basically everything they can find. Food like plants, fruits, the pellets they get fed here, and of course, any kind of dead or decaying, animals, carrion, things like that. But I like the species. There's a bunch of different side neck turtles from South America. You've got Podocnemis arethocephala, which is another really cool turtle with red head, and then the giant South American river turtle, the Podocnemis expansa, which means expansive, big, huge in Latin. So very, very cool species, and I love them. Let's go see if there's any other there it is. Any other semi-aquatic turtles that we can find, and then we'll go put these guys back where they belong and wrap this video up. Come on, we gotta find something. There are other turtles, of course, living here at the camp, but I wanted to find and go on a little turtle expedition. I can always find the next turtle hiding in clumps of grass. Let's go over here. Let's go over to the stream. Oh, I think we found our next species that we're gonna highlight here today. Cora ambienensis. The Malaysian box turtle. How cool is this little gal? And, actually, it's a boy. Didn't mean to misgender you, buddy. Anyway, here we are. This animal here is just awesome. And they are now becoming more and more rare as well. Years ago, I would see these in pet stores, and people would think that because it's a box turtle, it's like our North American box turtles. That's not true. Even though we found this guy relaxing under a clump of grass, they're actually very good swimmers and need deeper water. They'll actually be found in rice paddies in their native land of Malaysia and Indonesia. And it's this hinge right here. You see that hinge right there, Matt? That actually allows this animal to close up and protect itself more than some of the other turtles we've seen. And what have we learned? You've got river turtles, right? The ones that traverse land, being that they're semi-aquatic and they traverse land, they have these well-defined shells. Well, box turtles have probably the most highly evolved shell out of any turtle or tortoise because they can close up super, super tight. So these guys right here love to kind of hang out near this stream, nice shallow water. I think I see another one. Watch your step, buddy. But yeah, you can kind of see another one. Oh no, that's the little Hamiltoni. She's enjoying the stream. There's one. Look at this. You step over here, have a peek. Here's another of the Malaysian box turtles. This one's a female. This is a male also. Also, they have a concave plastron.
You can see them close right up.
Isn't that cool? This one's a little chunky monkey. And when it closes its back up, its head pops out. That's how you know this one's not been missing any meals.
There's like pointers. Those are claws on that one.
They do have some nice claws. The males will have claws. They both have claws. But you can see, I'm sorry, I'm scaring you, buddy. we'll just put this one down. There's a little slight concavity there, and the males will kind of be able to mount a female and not get bucked off. Well, I think this was a very educational and fun episode. I don't know. What do you think, Matt? Did you learn anything today?
I did.
All right. I like having Matt around because I blow his mind with turtle nerd information. Anyway, friends, I hope we had fun today. I did. I hope you had fun watching the video. We're going to go ahead and get those other turtles put away back in their homes, and I will be seeing you all again with another fun video, learning all about the amazing reptiles that I share my home with. So I'll see you guys later. We'll let these two do their thing.